Today on What It's Like, 1948 Pontiac Streamliner Woody Wagon. What? Hydromatic? But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that gives you the scoop on the lost and forgotten classics, vintage, some exotics, lots of orphan cars, and cars that tend to get overlooked. We dive in deep with specs, period, ads, button switches, and knobs, but most importantly, show what these cars are like. If that sounds like a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. This 1948 Pontiac Streamliner Woody Wagon is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall with over 850 cars for sale when recording this episode. Anybody can go there and bring comfortable shoes. There is tons to see and something for everybody, really. For more information, pricing, and pictures pertaining to this very car, be sure to click the link below after this show. 1948 Pontiac was offered in two model lines. The Torpedo was considered the junior offering, riding a wheelbase of 119 inches. Senior Series was the Streamliner, riding a 122-inch wheelbase. Pontiac offered the Streamliner from 1933 to 1942. World War II happened. Continued production from 1945 to 1951, designed by our boy Duke Harley Earl, built on the GM B-body platform. The Pontiac Streamliner could be had as a four-door sedan, two-door sedan coupe, and four-door wagon. There were two trim levels on offer, not to get confused with Silver Streak. Silver Streak is just a badge for the inline 8-cylinder. So if you ever see Silver Streak, it has the inline 8-cylinder because there was a 6-cylinder as well, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Pontiac offered two trim levels, the Standard and the Deluxe. Deluxe models had, but not limited to, spear molding on the front fenders, bright gravel guards, two-tone interiors with pillow and tuft seat backs, quarter sawn, mahogany dash, window trim. Deluxe wagons got red upholstery. Deluxe 8 wagon was the most expensive Pontiac on offer in 1948 with a price tag of $2,490, which would be equivalent to you spending $31,185.55 in the year 2023. 1948 was the last year for this design that started clear back in 1942, and the reason was because World War II happened, which was the largest global conflict up until that point. It wasn't a thing for the U.S. until after December 7th of 1941 when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. All automotive production was halted for war production. Pontiac retooled for 1942, so they facelifted all of their models with the 1948 being the last year. So let's compare 1947 on top, 48 on the bottom, starting in the front. The 47 has a different grille, which is more center focused. The 48 makes the whole front region kind of spread out. Marker lights were moved slightly. Chrome moldings in the center of the hood are different, as well as Pontiac script. The top of the grille is different with Indian logo on the 47. The 48, the script moves to the second grille bar. Bumpers look the same, different hood ornaments. Looking at the side profile, the 47, it generally has stainless steel trim over the fenders. This one has pinstripes that are painted red. Fender skirts. I'm not sure if the fender skirts were standard or optional. Also, Silver Streak logo on the hood has been revised. Gravel guards are just a tad bit bigger on the 48 than on the 47. Look at the antenna placement on the 47. Looking at the rear and the rear quarter section, I've been secretly holding this back. Just look at the wood on the 47. That's the one on top. Look at how it just pops. The wood also looks sweaty, but not rustic. Lights and bumpers, gas filler, all the same. Moving inside, very much the same. Look at the steering wheel. Different colors, different horn button. Which one do you like better in the comment section below? Let's talk specs. 215.6 inches long, 76.7 inches wide, 61.4 inches tall. It rides a wheelbase of 122 inches. It weighs 3,750 pounds. Price, $2,365, which is equivalent to you spending $29,620.01 in the year 2023. That's about the same money for a base model Subaru Outback. Total 1948 Pontiac production was 235,419 units, of which streamliners were 160,857 units. And I read a statistic saying that's about 66% of Pontiacs sold in 1948. Moving on to engines, which there are two. Starting in the basement, 239.2 cubic inch displacement flathead inline 6, 3.9 liters. Side note, this engine, this inline 6, is the same displacement as a Ford flathead V8. Just keep that in mind. It makes 90 horsepower, 3,400 RPM, 186 pound-feet of torque at 1,100 RPM. Compression 6.5 to 1, features 4 main bearings. When mated to a 3-speed manual, 0 to 60 could be had in 25.5 seconds. It's still faster than a Volkswagen Beetle. Theoretical top speed, 72 miles per hour. Average fuel consumption, 14 miles to the gallon. Moving on to the bigger engine of the two, 248.9 cubic inch displacement, flathead inline 8. 4.1 liters. It's good for 104 brake horsepower, 3,800 RPM, 190 pound-feet of torque at 1,300 RPM. Compression the same as 6.5 to 1. 5 main bearings when mated to a 3-speed manual transmission. 0 to 60 could be had in 20.9 seconds. Theoretical top speed 76 miles per hour. Average fuel consumption 12.7 miles to the gallon. 3 transmissions on offer, 3-speed manual with optional overdrive, or the 4-speed Hydra-matic automatic, which was available at an added cost. Just look at all of everything that's going on. Look at all of the chrome. Look at this bumper. Look how it curves around the front. Notice it's not just a single tier, it's 2 tiers. It has this little connector there, and it goes into an overrider. This car has 4 overriders. It's got 2 in the front and these 2 on the sides. Lots of chrome and or stainless steel, bright work. Look at these bezels. Look at how it has these channels going around. Notice this fin. Lots of lines in this hood design. Get the Indian Chief. This is my favorite era of Pontiac, is the Silver Streak era with all of the chrome and the straight 8s. Silver Streak 8 on the side there. Look at how these fenders are designed. And this nice bright work at the bottom here. How this all comes down. Just look at how the wood is all pieced in here. Notice the grooves. Look at this little piece. Look at how this roof is designed. Steel until here, and then this is like a canvas material. I heard that inside this is chicken wire. Somebody restored one and they said, did you ever know what was inside this? It's chicken wire. Look at how this windshield is designed. Look, it's 2 pieces. And this crease here that flows down into the cowl vent. The windshield wipers are on little posts. The windshield wipers are on like little stands. And the mirrors, how they're mounted. Hinges. Notice these doors aren't straight, they're curved. These finger joints. Just look at how this fender's designed. The gas filler cap is on the driver's side. Notice the gas filler is all the way inside there, like coming to the rear. Notice how the rear bumpers mimic the front bumpers and have these overriders as well as this piece here. This looks like a turn signal and or backup light. This is one thing I never really liked about the Woody wagons, are these hideous lights, how they like protrude outward. I feel like there could have been a better way to execute the light situation. big piano hinge. It comes across here. And just look at how it's all designed, all of the wood. Take it all in. I absolutely love the way that's grooved here. All of this. It's just gorgeous. They actually had craftsmen back in the day. Not saying they don't have craftsmen now, but to make one of these bodies for the buying public affordable, I don't know if it could be done again. Getting in the rear, so notice that came up to a certain point. Now it's going to lock itself in. I guess it was already in the unlatched position. It was in the unlatched position. Notice, see how this comes over? That's the locked position. This is the open position. That is how much space you have back there with the third row seat in place. There is a lot more room in the back of this one than there was in the Ford. Looks like you have 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet of storage space across, like depth. But just look at how this tailgate looks. It's got these nice metal braces, big hinges. I'm gonna back up. That's what it looks like with it open. Just take a look at how this door operates. Notice how the fender kind of goes inside of the body. I mean, that took some skill to get that to work right. Coming up and getting inside, but before we do, notice how these door handles are designed. Also notice this doesn't have a suicide door. It opens up a regular door. Just check out how this is designed. It's all wood. Armrest, door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window. It operates like this. And that's the way it looks. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, hand brake, high beam switch, clutch, brake, gas pedal. Just take a look at this interior. That's what the door sounds like shutting. Here's what over the hood looks like. Here's what first person over the hood looks like. There is adequate space underneath the steering wheel. I love this steering wheel. It's a nice big steering wheel, and it's thin too. It fits in your hands just perfect. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left hand side and moving right. Amp meter just below that, headlights just below that, hood release, gasoline gauge, speedometer with odometer at the bottom. But look at the top. Notice the high beam indicator. It's in the shape of an Indian head. How cool is that? Oil pressure just below that, key. Coolant temperature, lighter just below that, radio channel selector, volume control, ashtray, heat and ventilation controls, air, light, defrost, blower motor, temperature, and clock. Up above, there are sun visors, and they're pretty big. Like, look, there's my hand for reference. Rear view mirror, another sun visor, as well as vanity mirror for the passenger so they can see what they look like. And it also says Pontiac on it. That's pretty cool. It's padded right here, and then notice all of the woodwork at the top. Nice dome light there. On to the glove box test. There's our test subject. Here is our hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. Oh man, look at that glove box. It's absolutely huge. It fits in there, no problem at all, and shuts. Coming to the rear door, getting inside, just notice how it's designed, and look at the cutout for the wheel well. That's cool how that's all pieced in there like that. Notice there isn't an armrest on this door either. There is a door handle to get out and a window crank for the big window, and it operates like this. And it doesn't go down all the way. It goes about 2/3. This door does open complete 90 degrees, allowing lots of access into the space. Look at how all of this is formed. Here's what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a real quick gander at the greenhouse, or the pillar to glass ratio. That's what it looks like out the rear from the middle seat. Just look at all of the wood. There's wood everywhere. How this is all pieced in. All the wood going back there. Here's my space situation. There's adequate room. Enough room to do that. Then my knees aren't scraping the front of the seat. This is what I look like sitting in the center seat, the middle row. There's actually lots of room. It's a half seat. You could fit one other person or 3 really small kids in this space. There's tons of headroom. Headroom isn't an issue. Legroom isn't an issue. Shoulder room isn't an issue. It's very nice and light in this car. It smells amazing in here from the wood and the, I'm gonna guess it's Naga hide. It's not real, it doesn't feel like real leather. Definitely feels a grade above vinyl though. Going to the third row, and notice you have 2 step ups. There's a step up from here to there, and then there's another step up to get in the very back. Stadium seating in the back here. You're sitting up higher than everybody else. This is what the front looks like from the third row, and you definitely get more of the wood look. This is what I look like sitting in the third row. I don't have as much headspace as I did in the second row because I'm up higher, but it's not that bad. I mean, here's what my knee situation looks like. My knees are higher than the chair in front of me because of the floor situation. The seat isn't that upright, it's more reclined than anything, so it doesn't feel that bad. Aside from the whole floor situation feels like it's higher than it should be. Interesting point. These windows don't slide open back here. This is the first Woody wagon that I've been in where the rear passengers, as far as ventilation goes, are pretty much stuck with the front windows being opened. Getting under the hood. So the hood release is right there. So we release the hood, and then you come up here. There is a secondary catch. It's right there. And you pull it towards you. The hood is pretty heavy, but it's assisted with these big massive springs here. So there it is, Pontiac straight 8. Look at the big slender battery down inside there. Generator. Oil bath air cleaner. Oil bath air cleaner, 2-barrel carburetor. The horn situation right here. On the positive side, built solid with quality materials among GM's nicer looking mid-40s cars/wagons. Some models are rare, huge glove box. Against it, the 42s are really hard to find, high maintenance on wood bodies, indifferent performance, lacks appeal of concurrent Chevys. Rear windows on the wagons do not open. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. Steak or chicken, paper or plastic. 2 scenarios today. In the first scenario, 1947 Hudson Woody Wagon, or 1948 Pontiac Woody Wagon, or 1948 Mercury Woody Wagon. I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Next up, which is the best sedan net? All of these are from 1948. Chevy, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, or Cadillac. I'm going to leave this here for a minute. I think the sedanette is one of the sexiest cars ever made. I can't wait to see which ones you guys dig. All right, now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and song title correctly, first one to do so will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below, or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would like to reach me, send me an email. All of that will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate all of the support. And until next time, here are some scenes for our next episode. Discussion episode Friday is getting pushed back to at least Sunday. 1941 Cadillac Series 63 Touring Sedan. That is what's coming up next on What It's Like. Tune in tomorrow, Saturday, at 4:30 Eastern Time to catch that episode. And until then...
Diddle-oo!
Who is this kid? What does he do? Why is he allowed to touch? Is he allowed to touch all the cars? I hope he got permission to touch those cars. I wouldn't let him touch my car with those grubby hands. I don't care if he's out there educating people on this stuff. Jay doesn't know jack shit about cars. Not everybody's grumpy in the comment section. I just like poking fun at it, that's all. But I did get a comment the other day that really stuck with me. Everything is way too expensive nowadays, but it's true. The first company to build a reliable, simple, and cheap car wins. Today's overpriced gilded turds. That's the part that I love the most. Gilded turds that monitor 10,000 sensors, creating infinite ways to fail. They are useless. I totally 100% agree. Whatever happened to simplicity?